Welcome to day 5 of the 12 Days of Winter Wonder. Hello everyone, this is Debbie from Ink and Page, and I am here with our 5th project. We've already completed 4 projects together. So here's our pockets from the first day, our little folio, our flip, and then this is the ATC folio that we made. If you are just finding out about this now and you would like to join in, there's a link in the description box below. Just go ahead and sign up there and you'll get an email which will have a link in it which will send you to the folder that has all the previous days. Okay, so oops, sorry. If you so don't worry, you won't miss anything, and then you'll get an email tomorrow with day 6 in it. And all of the emails will have all the links to all of the days, so you'll be able to download them from there as well. The other thing I wanted to mention is that if you guys have any questions or would like to share your projects, we'd love to see you over in the Facebook group. So there, I'll put a link to that in both my email. I'll put it in the description box. And then you'll be able, then you can just click that, go over there and, jump in there, and there's already a bunch of people over there making stuff. So, okay. Let's see. Oh, if you enjoy this video, please like it, and also subscribe. And then that way you'll automatically get these videos sent right out to you as soon as I upload them. Today, we're doing Envelope Extravaganza. This is a little bit less exciting, I think, than the previous days, but no less important. So there are a bunch of envelopes, and we're going to put these together and kind of talk about how to use them. For today, there's 2 new papers. There's this candy cane one, and then there's this old paper one. My print heads need to be cleaned. You can tell right there. Oh, okay. So one of the things about the papers is that I am trying to get you guys a bunch of neutrals out there in preparation for the next couple of days. There's no fussy cutting today, but there's going to be a little tomorrow. So I thought I'd give you a heads up on that because, you know, as I mentioned before, all these projects are going to build on each other, and then at the end they'll all come together into one big project. So okay. All right, so 1 and 2. Okay, so these are all the envelopes, and there's a bunch of different types, and we'll kind of go through these together. If we're going to start with, we'll start with the tiniest ones and work up to the biggest ones. If you guys have worked with one of my kits before, you'll be familiar with some of these shapes. And I thought this would be a good opportunity to utilize those in a journal, so you could see how some of the pieces of a kit would come together and form like a cohesive whole. A lot of the ephemera that you're going to get here kind of piece by piece is similar to what you would get in a whole kit. So there, that's just like, I know that there's a few people that are newer to making journals out there, so I wanted to kind of throw out a couple of extra tips for the newer people. I know there's some veterans out there too, but you know, it's very hard when you're making a kit. You know, you can't like transfer your thought process to people, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to kind of talk a little bit about my thought process. So I printed on 60-pound cardstock and inked with vintage photo, and I double-sided with snowflake paper, which is a clear favorite of mine. So what we're going to do is we're just going to fold these guys and glue them. It's going to be pretty simple, so this will probably be pretty quick. Today, I'll give you a little homework, though, at the end. But yeah, so we're just going to drop our glue on there, press these shut. I think I'm not sure if I'm going to need to clip these guys or not. Maybe not. Sometimes with the cardstock, I have to clip them so the glue, you know, while the glue dries. Okay, there's 3 tiny envelopes and then 2 of the bigger size of the tiny envelopes. And we're going to use these in a couple of different ways. And, you know, obviously tiny envelopes are so cute. It can be used in a lot of ways. And you can also, like, if you have a die, a tiny envelope die, you could always cut more out of the background papers if you want to have more. And you can also just trace these onto the background paper because the folds are very clear. So these could always be used as templates for other envelopes if you prefer not to have a picture on the front. I know some people don't like to cover the pictures up in their journals, so they don't want to glue them on like backwards and use these as like tuck spots or pockets. So if you don't like to do that, you could just trace them and make a couple of extra ones that are plain. An envelope is always handy in a journal, which is why we're making a whole bunch of them today. So we'll have lots of different ones to use when we put together our journals. Okay, there's that one. There's this one. Just to make sure I'm going the right way. This is going to be mostly gluing today. I did pre-tape a couple of them to try to help speed things along. Okay, here's this one. And you know, when you have an envelope and you're using it in a journal, it doesn't always have to be used as an envelope. You could always use it as a pocket. You can chop the top off. You know, don't be afraid to cut them up and use them because, you know, these would look so cute lined up on a page of little pockets, you know, just like that. So, like, there's other options for using the envelopes other than envelopes. They're also really cute. You know, this makes a natural little page topper. So envelopes are good for those types of things as well. Okay, so this is the coin envelope here. I'm going to fold that together and just run the glue down here. This will be a good video for envelope assembly because that's probably the thing that I get the most emails on is how to put together the envelopes. All right, and then this flap here. Okay, and then we have these square ones. We have a pair of these. So these will be quick to go together. And you can start thinking about things that you might want to put in your envelopes as well. I'll give you some ideas as we go, like, through the whole process, but, like, you could put, you know, anything your heart's desires inside of them. But it's always fun to put a little something in there as a surprise, like, and then you're going through your, like, you make the journal, maybe it's next year, you're going through it at Christmas time and you see it, and then you can open the pockets and see what little surprises that you put in there. I always love to do that. I have been writing in a journal since I was like 9, and I have a lot of them. And it's always fun to go back and see what I stuck between the pages of all those books. So I always make sure when I'm making a journal to hide a couple little things in there that I know I'll like in the future. Okay, now for this one, we're going to glue on this flap here and this flap here. I know, like, some of this is self-explanatory, but some of it is not quite as clear. And then we'll just put this guy together. There we go. I think the most time-consuming part of this was doing all the folding. There we go. This one almost always needs some kind of a clip on it to hold it shut. I think it's because the glue surface is pretty narrow. There's that guy. Okay, these are the trifolds. We don't need to glue these, but when we get ready to use them, we'll probably go ahead and use these to hold the tabs down. But I'm not going to put those on there just yet because we'll probably use these with some belly bands and some other stuff when we put the journal together. So those just need to be folded, not glued. Whoops. Let me get another clip out of there. Keep these together. I like to keep them all together. And then I keep all my ephemera that's like waiting to be put in a journal in like one of those little plastic envelopes that like you put dies and stuff in. I find that to be like a pretty handy way to keep everything together. And I also put like my extra journal ephemera in there as well. Okay. Okay, so this, we're just going to take the tape off just directionally. I just want to double check that I did that right. And then we'll just take the tape off here and fold it up. Okay, there we go. Now we have a very cute little envelope there. And this is our biggest envelope here. And, okay, so here's my tape. I was going to say, I almost thought I forgot to do that. And we're just going to, you want to make sure you put your tape or your adhesive on this flap because it's shorter than these. So you don't want to put the glue or the tape up too high on this one. I love the candy cane stripe in there. I think it's going to look super cute surprise when you open it up. Fold these guys in. Fold this guy up. There we go. Okay, that's our last one. So let's see, let's take a quick look at all these together. One thing I wanted to mention is that because these were, there's like 6 pages of envelopes in this kit, but the envelopes take up a lot of space, but they also, when you cut them out, they leave a lot of like extra area around it. So I was going to make sure I mentioned that hang on to these pieces because we can use them tomorrow. They are great, like these bigger chunks I will save and like punch out shapes and stuff like that out of these bigger pieces because it's like no sense in like chucking that, you know. I use a Brother Scan and Cut to cut my ephemera out, and it's usually very efficient. But you know, when it comes to envelopes, it's really hard for me to squeeze a lot of things on the page. So I just wanted to mention that, keep that in mind for tomorrow. The one thing I was thinking that your little homework project could be is to look around and gather up all your little scraps and stuff that you think would match with this kit, because we'll probably want to have a little bit of extra ephemera to bulk up our projects for the next couple of days. We're going to be working on we're doing a lot of decorating and collaging in the next couple of days. So that's going to be for tomorrow. Today was day 5 of the 12 Days of Winter Wonder. I'm like, what day are we on? But tomorrow we'll be halfway through, which seems crazy to me. But yeah, okay, so this is day 5, and it was Envelope Extravaganza. I hope you guys enjoy making the envelopes today, and set these aside because we're going to need them when we get to the end. So thank you very much for joining me today, and don't forget to like and subscribe the video, and I will see you all tomorrow.